Today on 10, live from our City Avenue studios, you'll meet several of the glamorous Deal or No Deal models. We'll check out a sweet guide to Philly fashion and fun, get a taste of the daily candy. Plus, a mother-daughter team serves up advice for the transition to college life. But first, a Philly favorite, actor, director, musician, Kevin Bacon is our special guest. 10 starts right now.
And welcome to 10. I'm Lori Wilson. We don't usually.
We don't clap?
No.
That's
Bill
just them.
Henley is off. Doug Kammer is here. We're glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Okay,
Great
this is your
show
first
on a
time in
Monday.
front
Yeah,
of
my
the studio
first time.
audience. How's it feeling so far?
I see 800 people. There's actually 27, but there's 800.
So we're very excited, of course, to have Doug sitting in this seat. And you know, we've got a great show planned.
Yes,
Kevin Bacon is going to be here coming up in just a couple of minutes. But we want to start off with something a little more timely. You know, this is a time of year when lots of families are celebrating high school graduations. They're also sending off their young people into the world of college.
Getting ready, but then you have to send those graduates off to college, and that can be a little bit tough for both parents and, of course, the children as well, although I think for me, I was so excited to go.
But it was probably hard for your mother. And I'll tell you what, our next guests, our first guests, are actually a mother-daughter team. They've actually written a book for that guide to transition from high school to college. It's called I'll Miss You Too. Please welcome Margot Whitaker and Stephanie Bain. Thank you for being here. Yes, of course. And as I was reading this book, I just went back to my own transition time with my mother. It's something that can last for years and years.
It's ongoing.
And now, why did you all decide to write a book about it?
Well, Laurie, it was interesting. I really was excited to see her go off, and she was going far away, but there was a real strong guilt because I was feeling this sense of loss of identity of being a mom for 18 years. Single child, single mom, only child. So I tell you, it was a big transition for me.
A lot of parents think, okay, 18, our kid goes to college, we get to have some free time, but that wasn't the case with you.
Well, I looked forward to free time, but it was this little bit of, oh my goodness, the time that I've had going to her games, doing the things, involvement with school. And I did work outside the home too, Doug. So that area, I said, what do I do? So I started talking to some other parents and found I was not alone, and especially dads who don't share like the women do. So I decided in researching it, there were no books on the emotional aspects and the communication challenges, that I would start to write. And then Steph took over.
Well, yeah, she told me about the idea, and my mouth dropped open because I had no idea she was feeling this way. Here she'd call me at school, be cheery and chipper, and hang up the phone and cry. So I really had no idea. And on that same idea, I said, well, the student's point of view must be completely different than the parent, since I was so shocked. So that's how the book started. We outlined the book in different chapters of transitions you go through, starting from your senior year in high school, ending senior year in college, and we just attacked it from 2 different points of view.
And what did you find from the student's perspective? I mean, you go, you're excited to get to college, but then when you get there, you kind of go, okay, wow, I don't have my parents watching over.
Exactly. As my parents were leaving, I wanted to say, okay, this was fun, let's go, and kind of run home. But a lot of kids, you know I was so ready to go. But as soon as I got there, all these fears started creeping in. I mean, I had grown up with the same people my whole life, and here, I didn't know a soul on campus, and I went far.
And you're certainly not the first freshman to have those feelings.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, everybody experiences those. One of the themes in the book is kind of like doors.
Yeah.
You guys talk about these revolving doors, trap doors.
Right.
And you guys really explored the issue of kind of the doors that change throughout the season of the relationship.
And that's exactly the reason.
Like transitioning in life, really.
What was the major transition that you found then, between the relationship?
Well, it's funny. You start apart because the child wants to be independent, and you as a child are still hanging on for dear life, wanting them to still hang on. But you come around, and it was very nice to see. We learned this not knowing what we were thinking. Our emails would pass on our chapters. I would think, oh my goodness, I'm learning so much more about Stephanie. Stephanie, on the other hand, was learning about me. And the really sad part is between parent and child, especially at that time in life, are the assumptions you make of what they're feeling. And I was totally off and she was off.
Now, would the advice be then, as a parent and as a child, that you have to kind of learn just to let go of that idea of what the typical role has been?
And also communication. That's basically the reason for the book. So many communications lines are lost, and I'm not wanting to tell her when I'm homesick because I know she'll get upset, but she's not wanting to tell me she's upset for fear that I'm going to get upset. So it's just it's this push-pull period, and it's a very interesting transition. Yes, very fine.
Are you so proud of your daughter sitting here today?
I am very proud, and it's been such fun in writing the book together through the college years. But it has really helped our communication now
with each other.
We still hit our impasses, believe me.
Trust me.
But you guys are actually going to be sharing your story with lots of other mothers, daughters, fathers as well.
Yes.
You guys have a book signing Saturday.
Yes.
Coming up at Barnes & Noble, 301 Main Street in Exton, Pennsylvania. Margot Woodacre and Stephanie Bain. The book is called I'll Miss You Too. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're back with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, did you guys see
right
him
after
back
this break? Thank you so much.